Well, hello, hello. Look at us, a 1st of March, and here we are. We do like the beginnings of the month, and then we just, we don't mess around like
And
after
things
that.
fall apart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit unscheduled like. But
Hmm.
that's how life goes, right? You can't schedule everything.
That's true, man. I wish you could make things a lot easier.
But anyway, we're here. We're doing some. My therapy session finally is here, so now I'm hopefully my brain will be succinct to a
What number?
normal.
The big number 50, big 50.
Yeah, big 50,
Crazy. That's
50.
crazy.
I know, right? So since I actually named that 50
Uh-huh.
already, could you
Hmm.
could you? That doesn't make any sense to me. I honestly sometimes feel like maybe I wrong the numbers, but maybe I didn't. I
Right,
don't know.
right.
Who cares? It's a number. Do you care? I don't.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, it just feels like a milestone.
No, it is.
50 is a
Well,
lot.
it
And
is,
then plus
right?
everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Even though our schedules are
quite a
not
bit.
as organized as we want to, it's still we're cracking on with numbers here. Okay,
Hmm.
it shows an experience how experienced we are, people.
That's
So
right.
you better subscribe, press like, and all that kind of crap.
We're experienced and sophisticated, I would say. I would add to that as well,
Well,
too.
we've been a
Very
decade in here,
sophisticated.
right? Look at the grades of Comic Crack. I mean, I'm starting to hide mine,
I
but
don't see
he's
any. I don't know what you're talking about. That looks dark and full and no bald patches up there. Nothing of the kind.
yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Um, so how you been then? How is life? How is
I
the?
mean, tired as shit, to be honest.
Are you
I'm getting
tired of
used to
winter
working
already?
back on sets. Well, it's still freezing outside. So it's
Yeah.
just getting used to being on set again. Like we had a
Mm.
14 and a half hour day and I'm
Oof.
outside on a truck all day. So I'm in the cold for most of the day.
Shit.
It just takes some getting used to because I'm used to the offset world where it's you come in, you do your work, and then you leave kind of thing. When you're on set, you have to be there the whole time,
Oh.
beginning to end. So that's taken a little bit to get used to. And
Mm.
there's a couple of us on the crew that are of the same age, and we've been doing this for a long time. And anybody who does physical manual labor knows like your body starts deteriorating. It's just the way that it goes. Even the other guys that I work with who are in way better shape than I am, even they're complaining about aches and pains and stuff, right? So
Mm.
it takes its toll on you. That's for sure.
Mm. But the
And then
what?
there's been union stuff on top of that too. So
Yeah.
that's always a bit challenging because I'm
Mm.
working a full-time job and I'm trying to like deal with union stuff. It's succeeding and everything. There's nothing. It just amounts to quite a bit. So,
Oh.
by the end of it, it's like I just need,
Mm.
I don't know, half an hour to stare at a wall and drool on myself kind of thing. I just need to shut everything down and just like not have to engage with anything. So I got
Oh,
to do that last night for a little bit. And then
so
I went
you.
to bed early to kind of try to catch up on sleep.
Sorry for saying it rudely, but isn't the crapper is the time when you can just do look in one space and drool
Yeah.
for a minute?
I mean, all dads know that that's your safe zone. You go to take a shit. Why are you taking a shit for 30 minutes? Because it's the only fucking time I get some peace and quiet. Just close the door. Leave me alone. I'm taking a shit. No, I can't answer this. No, yeah.
But my son's privacy settings does not occur, especially
Yeah.
he's synced with his dad's one, so they are bickering. Dad, I need a loo.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, you guys can sit there for like 4 hours, man. If you could.
Well, we're
Yeah.
lucky we've got a small bathroom downstairs too. So if worse comes to worse,
Yeah,
someone can
I
run down.
honestly, when you have two males in the house, and I'm outnumbered, one toilet is not enough.
Yeah, yeah,
You need two. You definitely need two.
yeah,
That would be so much more peaceful for both of them.
yeah.
Actually,
That's right.
it
Yeah,
would be less bickering. In that sense, it
have
would
some
be better
space.
for me.
Hmm.
So I try to like read a comic and stuff. No, my patience is lacking. It's like 5 minutes. Run.
Yeah.
Females don't do that. Anyway, um, so yeah. So talking about is the crapper also outside in the freezing, or can you hide somewhere in a nicer, warmer
Well, they
environment?
they have heated ones. They have these tow portable washrooms. Sometimes they'll do like those individual pod kind of things, but they wrap them in insulation here
Oh
because it gets so
shit!
cold outside.
Literally.
So you have that plastic kind of shell
Yeah.
of the porta potty,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
wrapped in like it's almost like it's wearing a jacket. But the other ones that are towable, those have heating, so you can go
Oh
onto
wow.
those. But then they're only oneers, so there's one men's, one woman's per little
Yeah.
tow trailer thing. And then back at what we call Circus, where Hair Make and Wardrobe live, they have
Yeah.
a trailer that also has walk-on washrooms, and those are heated as well too. So there
Yeah.
is places that you can go and get some
Yeah. Look
heated
at us.
alone time.
Look at us subjecting crapper first thing.
Honestly, the bathrooms are the biggest. I kid you not. I guarantee you,
Uh-huh.
this is something that's the same no matter
Everywhere.
where film and TV production happens in the world.
Yeah.
Bathrooms are always a fucking issue, to the degree that we've started looking at filing what's called policy grievances, because by law you have to have bathrooms, and you don't know how many times we've had to fight for bathrooms. You
Oof.
have to provide us a bathroom because we're
Yeah.
working 14 hours a day. What the fuck do you expect us to do? So it's
Yeah.
getting much better than it used to, and it depends on who you're working with, but
Mhm.
I guarantee you that's a challenge across the industry, no matter where you live, getting bathrooms, access to bathrooms and hand washing stations.
Yeah. I hate public stuff. Oof, I am not. I have that. I don't think I have things, but my general. I mean, I guess I have, but I don't know why we're even talking about it. But anyway, yeah, not public is not my favorite shit.
Right.
Anyway, so I watched Hamnet.
You watch what, sorry?
Hamnet,
Hamlet?
not Hamlet. Hamnet.
Hamnet. What the fuck is
Yeah,
Hamnet?
that's a movie. Didn't you know? Here, everybody's raving in the.
I don't, you know me, I don't pay attention to anything. I've never heard of it.
It's a Hamlet-based movie. It's
With a
about
pig, I'm assuming.
Hamlet's like it's William Shakespeare's life, where
Yeah.
he actually had family, and there's two Irish the upcoming they are very famous now in Hollywood actors
Mhm.
actors, let's say it correctly, that have done really good job actually. It keeps, you know what they do, they take your, because as a parent they take your heartstrings and just play like a fucking,
Yeah.
and you bawling your eyes out. That's how far
Yeah.
and they do that on purpose. There's moments where you cannot help yourself. At least you have to have, I mean, the teenagers, and if they care to watch that, emotionally still quite intense, right? But if you have if you're a parent and there's something happens to the children, you cannot help yourself but bawl your eyes out, right?
Yeah.
And that movie is specifically designed to do that. Like, you cannot
Yeah.
help yourself. There's not many people who I can not say, like, because I watch by myself, because my husband couldn't care. Like, I don't want to watch somebody, because spoiler alert, a kid dies, okay? Who and
Mhm.
what, and there's actually twist in that sense, which is kind of fascinating in that sense.
Yeah.
But I loved watching it, even though I'm not such a to be or not to be, that's that kind of, and I'm not William Shakespeare's fan per
Yeah.
se. Of course I am well aware of it because it's been talked about it everywhere. You can't
Mhm.
shy away with it, but it's nice to see something like that. I don't know if it's true or whatever. It's there's a book written about it, and the writer actually scripted the movie as well. So it's all to sync to that book writer. And she wrote about the story about this female, the wife of William Shakespeare, who basically he had mental difficulties. She was a witch in that time. And those times where everybody believe, like wherever you start going to the forest, grabbing a couple of leaves, and witch, in that sense, and that. But it was fascinating to watch. I was like, I don't know. Do I want it to be bawling? I knew I'm gonna bawl my eyes out, but do I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want to put that myself to it? And it was really good. I liked the camera shots they were doing. I liked the areas they were kind of placing the people. I guess I am kind of, like, at the end of the day, it's kind of fascinating to see what it used to be, how that used to be, how illnesses were creeping up. A mere cold would kill people into the thousands. And she was like this supposedly a girl who was basically a wild one because her mom died, and she was having the stepmother who was basically not really, they didn't get along at all whatsoever. And then comes William Shakespeare, this young lad who is doing the job, and he seems to be being abused by his own dad. And they kind of marry each other, and they really did not muck around. The relationship where they got like just really fast, it just and they married now, and it's we have children now, and then things happens from there. And of course, it shows you that famous theater, which is still been restored and looked after in England. That's the one thing, the beauty about history in England, you get everything. Like today, as an example of history, we were passing by, there is the sun clock on one of the houses of the streets we were passing. 1743.
Jesus.
1743
Yeah,
date.
wow.
And you're like,
That's wild.
because
that's so wild.
you live around this, and that's what people will find it so fascinating.
We got a building downtown, 1920. 1920. Like it's crazy. It's just mind-boggling to me, like that. Like you said, that length of history, it's crazy.
It's probably one of the things where it's like you could not believe seeing the date, and you're like, surely there's some, but it looks really goddamn old, that sun clock, like proper, like it's weathered from all the conditions and all that stuff, but it just placed really merrily, and all the houses basically around it being like really, kind of renewed a little bit, right? But that clock by itself, just like 1740, and you're like, excuse me, 1700s? And you're like, that's the thing about England, right? And that's fascinating in itself, because the history around this place is really kind of
and also just trusting that new generations are going to keeping it,
well, it's
does it need to be fixed? Does it need to be maintained? Like just respecting that, like, hey, this is something that's kind of passed down to us, sort of unspoken. It's super cool, man. It's very cool.
So it was interesting. It's called Hamnet because it's a story before Hamlet, how Hamlet actually story came about, because he lost a child, and that's what inspired him to write the show, because actually they had he wasn't even there when the child was passing, and she blamed the heck out of it to him, and then he went absolutely crazy, kind of thing, and he was traveling, so we were living, I don't know where exactly, Stamford, I think, or Stratford upon Avon, I think it's what it's called originally. And he was traveling to London all the time, so he used to leave her with the kids and no money, because he's a writer, right? He's a poet. He's a open-minded thinker. He's not a farmer, not making the dough. So they were living in his parents' house, up in the loft with all his kids and stuff. And he was just leaving her behind, and he was just doing his own thing. At the beginning, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna, let you out," because she's like, they love this. She understands each other. They understand the torment and how much he needs to be kind of, let out of his expression, right? Because he's, so clever with his writing and all that stuff. But then after a while, when struggles started to happen, and when she started realizing how much she needs to do without him, and that thing what happened for them as a parents just clicked in the right moment, where it's like, I'm done, kind of thing. You weren't here. You weren't. You were just doing your own thing, theater.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's really good. I liked it. It wasn't long.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, it wasn't like 3 hour long, which is great, fantastic for the first. I find that I'm not able to spend 3.5 hours watching a movie. It has to be fucking fast, like action wise, for me, in order to like let that, even actually clicking the button. So now there's another movie which we want to watch, and it's 3.5 hours, and that's damn long, man.
Yeah, it's long for sure.
Picking the right moment, like, okay, we have a child also, which is to watch movie with a child is impossible, especially now he's still 8, so he doesn't, he wants to talk to you, so he gets your attention away from the screen, so you can't really actually give attention to what you want to see, so sometimes you lose that on that point. So anyway, so it's been quite difficult, but I just like I had to watch it, and I thought I'm gonna fall asleep. Right, I was
Mhm.
watching, and then surely it's gonna make me like no, because I was boiling my
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
out. I was
yeah.
like honestly, rivers were pouring down my face, and it's like, oh my god,
Mhm.
why am I doing that to myself? But I can't stop staring.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, and
Um,
that's the tricky part, right? Like not using it as a manipulation, but
yeah,
actually as part of the story, and you're still engaged with the story, because that's a hard one to maintain. Because you can do all sorts of things to manipulate the audience, and
yeah,
it's a shame when they do that and it's just manipulation where there's nothing else to hold on to, where it's just, oh, here comes that string swell, and oh, there's going to be a you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's so
So
kind of horrible.
she got BAFTA already, so they
Oh,
saying that
nice.
she's gonna be in the run for an Oscar, right?
Hmm.
Because of, I mean, honestly, the acting was I like them as an, and she's been everywhere, the actress. I'm now of course blanking her name because we're doing it this live and I don't have anything written, but she's been,
Jesse Buckley.
yeah, Jessie Buckley, there you go.
Mhm.
So she's
Plays
been
Agnes Shakespeare.
doing
Yeah.
shitloads of movies now, and she's like just gave birth to a child. She's like proper busy bee, and but she's very, when you listen to her interview, because I wanted to hear. So before I decided to watch the movie, I listened to a couple of interviews of hers talking about the reason why I was doing that, because I wanted just to see what she's as a person is first before an
Mhm.
acting thing. Somehow I find it a bit more now these days fascinating to do that before I invest time in the movie. I really
Mhm.
like the way she is. She's like really proper Irish, down to earth person. She's very like open, seem to be to like, look, I'm a female, I understand there's lots of blah 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 that shit around, and blah, blah, blah. Now it's because
Yeah.
I was speaking too much, that's a problem, blah blah blah. I don't give a rat's ass, like, kind of thing. I don't give a shit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is what I am, what I want to promote, and I've been given an opportunity, and it seems to be she's taking it right as far as it will get to that, because
Mhm.
apparently she was in a, like, Irish actor seems to be going through, is they went through that music competitions where she was part of, and she has a shit good voice.
Mhm.
She was singing some of the songs, and you're like, oh wow, you have pipes as well. So in that sense, she kind of like really kind of rounded out as a person, right?
Mhm.
So it's interesting. So yeah, I like it. I like the way she's presenting herself, and I like the way her acting skills are. I have not watched any other one. This is the first one I actually watched with her. But she has like a couple of more movies coming out, but I'm not really interested in those. This one is more, like, not something you see all the time, especially in Britain, because William Shakespeare is the selling point, right?
Yeah.
Like the level where you're never gonna reach, right? So
Uh-huh.
so it's very difficult to make movies related to his story, right? And critics, I read the critics one from writing for BBC, and he was not gentle whatsoever with his opinions. He was like spewing, saying why you took so little time to generate this relationship. They were crushed together, like, because they were like cutting it out, most of the fascinating kind of conversations these people had
Mhm.
in the books, right? But you can't,
Mhm.
even the writer herself did the script, so surely she realized how I'm going to compress the story in order to kind of put that in 2 hours,
Mhm. Mhm.
so it's
Well,
kind
and
of
also,
interesting.
what's the focus on the story, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, what are you trying to say with it? That's always the big thing.
So yeah, that was the one memorable thing I watched, really.
Yeah, cool.
Oh no, I watched. Okay, I'll talk out. But did you watch something as well? Or no, work.
I
Go
watched Snatch again last night because
Snatch.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Guy Ritchie, I love the movie. Brad Pitt's
Oh yes.
awesome in it. I
Oh
just
yeah,
that was my turning off my brain, and just I've seen it, I don't know, a dozen times at this point.
yeah.
So I watched that again. So that was nice just to sit and put my feet up and vegetate. Yeah, I mean it's, I don't know,
Have you?
man. I don't know if it's aged super well.
Ah,
Uh,
yeah,
but I think for the most part, it's still pretty clever. It's still pretty funny. It has its moments.
yeah.
It has its kind of, I don't know, man. There's just some classic dialogue in there.
Oh,
Course I am. Like there's all just this stuff of like, I love the way they speak. I love the different storylines, how they're connecting, and yeah, it's just really great.
There was
So that was
remind
fun.
me, was Brad Pitt trying to do British accent or was he not?
Yeah, he was the Pikey, I guess they call him, or the Parky, or the
Oh
Pikey, I
yes, yes,
guess.
I now
Yeah,
recall it. Yeah. So not
Dogs.
great,
You
right?
like dogs.
Yeah.
And he's a bare knuckle boxer, but he's the one punch guy, and they're like, no, you have to go down in the fourth. He's first punch of the match, he knocks a guy on his ass, and looking all ripped and tattooed and talking like you barely understand what he's saying. It's just really great stuff, man. Really fun movie.
Yeah. Is it? Would you say you have a favorite Guy Ritchie's movie? Would you say that?
That I have a favorite what? Sorry.
Guy Ritchie's movie.
I mean, I like that one in Lock, Stock, honestly. Like, I like those. I think they're his first two, aren't they?
Yeah, one of the first.
We met what's the soccer player's name? Vinnie Jones.
Yes.
We met him. He came into town a lifetime ago to shoot a movie.
Yeah.
And we met him. Me and the Dolly Grip kind of met him, and I think the Dolly Grip had a picture of us with him, but it's long lost to time kind of thing. But he was even in person, he was a little bit of an intense dude, man. Like he was. He
has those eyes,
like,
right?
Yeah, well, it also seemed legit. You know what I mean? You have some of these guys that play tough guys, and you can see that it's a play. It's like, no, this guy's got a little bit of that. He's actually like that a little bit, like you feel like you can see it in his eyes.
No, well, it's a bit of the, like, it's. But I heard several opinions. I mean, I've never met the guy, of course, but I heard several opinions that he looks tough, but actually, if you get to know him a bit better, he's a really good human being.
I'm sure, yeah, and again, this is quite a long time ago, and I'm sure if we would have talked to him further, he's probably a super nice guy, but he just has that look of like,
oh yeah,
has a little bit of that intensity. He's come from a life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to punch that guy, dude.
Yeah,
you probably got punched, and you were like, "Oh, in that direction," right?
Yeah. And I mean, Guy Ritchie's movies are so like hyper masculine and stuff too. So
yeah,
that's always entertaining for me.
Yeah,
dudes being dudes, beating up other dudes. It's just yeah, it's good. I think I don't know how many female characters there are in that movie. 2 possibly. You know what I mean? Yeah. The mother of Brad Pitt's character, and then this woman who's in the bookies when they hold it up. I think those are the only 2 women that are in the movie now that I'm thinking about it. Oh no,
but he likes it.
The twin daughters. There's twin daughters as well too. So yeah.
But the one latest movie of the Henry Cavill, he was in like the group of people, and they were trying to do something, and there's only one female in the group. So it's most of the time he has like a bunch of dudes and then one female. But she gets basically, at least I think he manages to give that female like a proper way in, right? Not just become completely like on the wayside. Or at least that's what I kind of recall, but I can't tell you the names of the movies.
Well, and I mean, like I think for a lot of things, you go to certain genres for certain things. I know what I'm getting when I see a Guy Ritchie movie. I know it's going to be full of testosterone and comedic and ridiculous and action and violence. Like, it's the same with watching Jason Statham movies. Like, I know what I'm getting. I don't expect anything different from a Jason Statham movie because that's what I'm signing up for, so.
One of my favorite movies still because it's memorable is Uncle.
Oh yeah. So I haven't seen it.
It's with what do you like? Wait. Now I need to Uncle. Okay, let me go to IMDb of Guy Ritchie. Where is the Uncle? I want to see the actors. Oh, fuck off! What is that? Show me his movies. Where's the movies? Trivia fact. What the heck? No, man.
Oh, the man from Uncle. Yeah. I haven't seen that one. Yeah.
So, Ministry of Ungentlemanly is the newest thing he has done. The Gentleman, I don't know, haven't watched it. The TV show. The Gentleman, the movie is fantastic. And then he done The Man Called from Uncle, and that's Cavill again. And what is other ones? The cast. Alicia Vikander is the one female. You probably. Oh no, there's 2. Elizabeth Debicki as well. She's quite a famous.
Well, shit. I mean, I'm even just looking through his IMDb, and there's actually a lot of stuff that he's done, especially most recently, that I've never seen any of it.
Hugh
So.
Grant is very good in that movie, and Jared Harris is two of those guys which I always have attention for wherever they were in. Like Fringe, Jared Harris was in Fringe TV series, right? And he stole that completely. As a bad guy, he was just the best. And he always is a bad guy. Even in Apple TV sci-fi series these days. What is it called now? I need to press on his name because I can't remember. I don't recall names on this shit. What is it called? Foundation TV show. He's there as well. And he is kind of like this professor / kind of thing who gets kind of like really manipulated to point, but he always never been nice, like a good two shoes guy, at least in my memory, right? But one of the good actors and from anyway available for you to be seeing and stuff like that. So so I watched Star Trek. We consistently watching Star Trek. Tell you one thing, the inconsistent.
How many episodes is it now?
6 maybe.
Yeah, okay.
They have episodes you don't want to stay let them finish, and there's episodes where you want them to finish as soon as possible, because they have that, because the students, right, and there's the teen angst stuff, and that's really becomes a bit too bothersome, to be honest. There was this episode, fantastic. They were doing this training for Kawasaki is called, like it's a famous kind of a program where lots of things has happened, and in order to find a solution, they had to go in there and they get attacked, and that's like fantastic, like a T to T Star Trek, great episode.
Right.
And then you have one with Klingon was really good. I really like that. And then you have those in-betweeners where like, oh, come on, man. I know you lovey-dovey puppies, but but Star Trek always had those episodes also. They never been flawless. But that's why I think, because these days people have such a lack of attention, and I think those episodes are really cringing you down, not watching anymore. But then if you give a chance and watch another one, and it's like picks up again, and it's just so nicely written, and exactly what you want. Like the last episode that we're watching is about the Doctor from Voyager, right? He's there. And he's been alive for 900 years, right? So that's how long because he's an AI, right? Or whatever that. Yeah. Not AI. What I'm talking is artificial. Well,
I don't, like a hologram.
Yes, artificial intelligence, right? In manifesting of the robot, right? And he always had his ups and downs, but he lived through quite a lot, right? So in that sense, you have him. You would think for over 900 years, you would have learned the bad, the good, the ugly, right? But he still has flaws. And there's the chick who is also being created by these entities, who is also...
Right. She's the first one or something, right?
Yeah, next generation. And she is this naive little girl who is basically almost nothing to her. And something really bad happens to her because of that one episode of Kawasaki. And then Doctor has to basically be in situations where he doesn't want to have. Because I don't know if you remember the Voyager episode where Doctor has to stay in this planet, where he basically lived the life of a father, and he married somebody, and then he lived through it, and then they came to pick him up because there's only 2 weeks passed for him, and he left there for millennia. Remember that episode?
Right. I don't remember that episode. That sounds like a great episode, though.
It's a fantastic episode. I highly recommend to anybody watch that. So he has that in his memory, and they keep on coming back, and they have such a nice snippets of information. If you are a fan of Star Trek, they do all of it. Yeah, we even had a person from Star Trek Discovery, the new TV show, which is already finished, coming into this show to do some other things as well. So there's lots of nips and details which I sometimes miss because you watched it once. But of course, if you probably rewatch it, you will see some more things. But honestly, that episode with him, the Doctor, I like Doctor a lot. I think he was such a star in the Voyager, and the actor is fantastic, right? And he still have so much problems, and you're like 900 years, dude. And he says to himself, have been alive, and that's the problem for them, because the captain of the Star Trek Fleet Academy, whatever, she's also living through, because she doesn't age, right? So she's also Helen, whatever his name.
Not Helen Hunt, but I know, yeah, whatever her name is, yeah.
Yeah. And then she's the one who is also living. So they have kind of things in common. She's like a real, and he's not, but they still share one thing in common, that people are dying in front of them, left, right, and center, and they still have to go on, right? And that's with the loss. You have to kind of get used to this ideas of all that kind of crap. So it's really cool. As I say, Star Trek has really good moments in this academy, but really stew draggy with this lovey-dovey stuff,
Yeah.
There's this.
Yeah, what was that? I stopped at like episode 3 or whatever it was, or 4.
Yeah, you didn't like
the one
it.
where they did the prank one, and I just wasn't feeling it. It was just really,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just wasn't appealing to me. It just wasn't for my thing, really.
I highly recommend watching that. I think it's episode 5 or 4.
Okay.
No, has to be 5, with that Miyazaki. That was like full intense, and there's like that bad guy from the episode 1 is in that episode also.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's really kind of like, that's exactly what you want them to be in the situations. That they're shooting aliens, taking the guy who is basically tries to cover his face, and his face goes like, those like moves too often for you to actually get a hold of identity. It's really nice. Like, I am a fan. Okay, you can clearly hear it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything else. That was it.
Okay, cool. Do you want to share? Do you want to kick off starting with what you read?
I've only read one comic, so maybe you should go first.
Oh shoot, man. Okay, let me show you.
Yeah, I just didn't really have time, but it's an exciting one though. It'll be worth it.
Oh, cool, wonderful. I'm gonna show you what I picked up, but I haven't had a chance to read yet. So, do I make myself, I guess, big? So I'm gonna read this. Apparently, Brian K. wants another new thing everybody recommending to read. Quite bloody, definitely not for your children's. Look at that. Shooting and all that kind of crap. I'm not sure exactly what it is all about, but I'm going to read it. I'm not the biggest Brian K. Vaughan fan, but I'm curious what people are talking about, so I'll make my own opinion about this, but not.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to read it. Then I found this. Michael DeForge.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Ant Colony.
Yeah, and that is new, right? This is new. Yeah,
newer, but yeah, it's been a couple of years, I think.
Oh yeah, 2021, right?
Yeah.
The library just got this year, so that's why I picked it up.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's good, man.
So I'm gonna read this. I know it's gonna be quite crazy. I know that for sure. I like graphically. I like the way the book is landscape.
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't be a favorable of mine to just show you another page, but wouldn't be my favorable to display it because you can't really see that much of that.
Yeah, right.
The spine. And then, which I have a picture of, I start reading it, but it's a chunker. It's a big tome. It's called More Weight by Ben Wiki, a Salem story. So this one is about witches.
It's a hell of a cover. It's a hell of a cover.
Yeah, it's about witches in America, and they had it's production 2025, so it's a brand new book, really. I heard top shelf production. And he does it's intense how much work this man did, but it's lots of reading, it's lots of information. It's about a town called Salem in America, Massachusetts. And it's basically show you what's a word of mouth can do in that time, and how many people has perished and died because some douchebag was angry at somebody and they were starting to blame each other. And it goes back and forth between the past of 1600s to 1900s, I think. Yeah. So, but it goes through that, and there's lots of kind of like factual things. Apparently, there's people saying in the back that the guy did really well with using the stories and stuff. But so far I'm reading, and his wife, this main character, who's a very bickering man. He's from England, came to live in Massachusetts because he wanted to change his life. He gets married to quite several times. This is his third wife or third, I think his third wife. And then they having this like small conversations at the beginning. She's kind of like, oh yeah, don't joke about it, this, kind of thing, like you don't, you're always so bitter and blah blah blah. And he's like always wants to get in. He's quite a bitter human being, and he always like, oh my god, word of mouth, I believe this, something is going on. And you, in that time, you wouldn't want to talk about witches and stuff. And there's also a trial happening in the same time while they kind of gets you be introduced. And the trial is for females who were kids accusing them for beating. So they say, are you sure you're not a witch? Are you sure you're not being the devil? And how religion was basically religious. One religious person can take something to a point where they believe on like somebody who, because of the word of mouth, they don't believe that you say, oh no, I don't do any witchery. And it's like, no. Oh, look, Mr. Canadian Survivalist.
Canadian Survivalist 7222. Welcome.
Welcome.
Where in Canada are you surviving?
Yes. Anyway, very cool. And so far, I'll let you know at the end, because it's a big. I didn't expect it, so I didn't do research. I found that the library has it, so it got delivered. I was looking for Measle book, and it's like this. I was keep on passing by, and I could not believe my name was on it. It's like, are you sure? And then I looked it up. It was the book I wanted. So it's a massive monster. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about. Shall I get to that first, so people have the first attention? Like maybe.
Hey.
And Bilquis Eleville and Matthew Lopez. Okay, first of all, Tom King has Bilquis Everly doing spectacular job as ever. As we know, we are all fans of her work. I got in this format. I like this format now. I'm becoming more and more fan. It's only cost you $8.99. I don't know how much Canadian smackaroos did I ask. Oh, $13.50. So $13.50 Canadian smackaroos for this lovely thing.
That ain't bad, man.
But it's honestly, it's a chunker, right? I was reading it long as time. He's worthy, that Tom King, anyway. So True
Northern Ontario. Nice. Yeah.
Oof. Cold air. So I cannot believe I'm going to spew that out from my mouth, but this is the best Tom King writing I read.
Yeah.
I cannot floor it. Maybe I can say, I can be so bickery and say, well, it's too much words he's been using in this book, but no, it's really written well. And the ending, he actually nailed the ending. I was having a laugh right at the end. What happened? He really kind of started the story with his chapters, and it's like eight chapters, right? Or 9? Wait, let me
I don't remember. Mine's not close to me.
Okay, I'm jumping up. It's 8 chapters. So 8 chapters in this book. Look, of course, seeing Bilquis Everly in this art in such a format, it's not the best because you want it big, because the movement does stupendously good job. But honestly, if you can't fork out, it's so great for students. I think they would love this thing. I mean, it's a good thing it's available for you to digest. I really like to digest it this way. I really like the paper. Is that toothy paper, which we keep on calling it newspaper, but we know that newspaper it doesn't exist. But it's that toothiness without that shine, like this like cover. It's shiny. And the story is basically about, Supergirl is kind of participating in the story, but we are actually, Ruthie is our main character. This is the chick who is having a vengeance because her papa has perished because he's been killed by this guy. What is this called? Creme from the Yellow, I think that's how we call it. He is the one who killed the papa for no reason, and she wanted for vengeance. She has many brothers and the mother who seems to be extremely strong female character, who hasn't been really participating in this story whatsoever. But we have her and her adventures, and how, while celebrating her 21st birthday.
To interject quickly, she really sets the story, though, the mother, because the mother knows, recognizes in her, like, you're going to go whether I say no or not, yes or no. So then I'm going to give you my blessing and take care of yourself, kind of thing. Like, she's a pretty, I loved that start. I really liked it.
Yeah. So, and she goes and sees this broly barbarian, kind of Conan-like creature. So ask him to do this favor for her. And she is this a naive teenage girl who has a sword of which her father was murdered. And she wants to ask this Broly man, kind of like, you can see surely how big this man is against her, to ask him to do the favor for her and kill the guy. And as a reward, she's going to give him the sword, which is supposed to be giving the life and, you know, like a lot of money for it. But of course, not everything goes according to this. She gets proper smacked by the big barbarian douchebag. He goes, slap! And then she's like, learn your lesson, little girlie. And then what we see, the little girl there on the table, what she's doing in this world, but hey, because she wants to, because the sun is not said, the way the sun is works in this one, she can actually get drunk. So that's what she wanted to do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Supergirl is there with her crypto. Geez, with crypto stuff, man, they were proper doing that. I hate animals in comic books. I'm kind of very sensitive. They did the number. He did that number, this Tom King and stuff. And then of course Supergirl came into light. She was pretending to be, but then you see the star, the sign of Superman on her chest. Really good start. I guess it kept your attention straight away. But honestly, the Ruthie was really what's taking the story. Of course, she's the narrator of a story. She's portraying everything. You follow her wording, all of the adventures, and how she managed to persuade Supergirl to do what she wanted to do. There's a twist to it. She sees the ship for the first time, but that Krem from the Yellow has came into, and he does that to her, to Supergirl, because of the sun. And she gets really surprised. And this is the guy we're talking in picture. He said, like, he's like very clever. It's like, oh, you looking for me? I'll look for you instead. And I found you, and I'm about to like kill. And of course, what they do to Crypto is just not cool, man. Because Crypto is also he reacts to the sun as Supergirl did. Really cool. The story. I really liked. Okay, this is the. You know, this conversation she had with this dude who was basically while they're sitting down traveling. And around, and she has this conversation with him. And there's like 7 bubbles or 6 bubbles.
Yeah.
And honestly, I probably would use all these words, whatever she spewed out, to somebody next to me on the plane, for example, who's like, fucking give my space, because I did pay for my seat and you're not supposed to be in my seating. And she was like using extremely polite language. If you wish to challenge that premise, I am content to hear your arguments, but I would insist on you airing them straight away, as I feel I have already suffered through hours of needless discomfort, and I will no more stand for it. So that's a good little paragraph in here.
It's a nice way to say fuck off and leave me alone.
Yeah, and then he, of course, not I'm gonna like chew you around, but then of course he doesn't realize that Supergirl is lying right there, and she just proper like shut the heck up, and then she gets to, and this is the Voyage vehicle. And for her, everything's brand new, right? She's never been outside in space. She's on this mission. This is a great, like you would call a great adventure. Really good. I don't know if I think everybody's talking about this is the movie will be based upon.
Apparently so. And even when I saw the trailer, it looked like there was stuff that was lifted from that to some degree and elaborated on. So.
But you will never have the scenery and things the way Bilquis Evely has portrayed in the pages.
Not even close.
That woman, I think
a stunner of an artist, man. Like a fucking stunner.
Yeah, she is not. She's relentless in his pages.
Yeah. I just love the color choices. I love the way she draws women's faces. I love the way she draws the environments. Like it's really. I could look at her art. For a long time to come. I hope she does a ton more work.
Well, what really helps that she's has this friend Mateus Lopez, okay,
Mhm.
who does it for her, all that
Yeah.
stuff, the finishes, right? So he is the one who's basically elevating Supergirl's work, like art, even if ever more. Honestly, after reading this, even though I am such a fan of Rufi, at the end, I really liked the scenes she was given, where they were in that again. This creme of the yellow has used this thing, the ore of something, where you have to murder a lot of people in order to have that one. It's like using
Mm.
magic, and they basically traveled into this area where it's the dinosaurs, and the sun is green, so it's like a um a kryptonite kind of type of color, and Supergirl was suffering to bits, and Rufi's first encounter with a kind of death, really, after traveling for some time, even though there's lots of experience with them. It's like a really and like such a good way of, I can't believe I'm saying it, such a good way of telling the story. I mean, I'm praising Tom King. What the hell happened? Slap myself. Oh, probably I don't remember what's happening, but honestly,
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest fan of the dude. So this is
Yeah.
probably the one thing I can tell you for sure. This is the one I can. Oh, if they talk about Tom King, I can say, "Oh, look, I've read it. I understand what you mean about it." Because
Mhm.
from the beginning till the end, this is solid, right? Even
Yeah.
Helena Windhorn, I didn't agree at the end. This one, I had such a big
Yeah.
chuckle right
That's
at the
still
end.
crazy to me. I loved the ending of Helen as well. Yeah.
I wasn't impressed with that
Yeah. No,
ending,
for sure. Yeah.
but he nailed ending on this one.
Mhm.
So in that sense, if you had ever doubt about Tom King's endings like I do,
Mhm.
I definitely spend those 8.99s or 13.50 Canadian smackaroos, and it's not as bad to spend this. It's actually really worth it, and I'm really liking it. I'm already two more of these already in my head to buy future
Mm.
purchases. So can't believe I'm saying this and slapping myself in the face right in front of you people, but I can't believe I'm saying I like Tom King's writing.
Yeah.
So
It's hilarious.
it's
Hey,
like,
man, it goes to show like holding people in that high of regard,
yeah,
no matter what side of it you're on. You know,
yeah,
it is tricky. It's a tricky thing to do, and I think I experienced that with Brubaker and Phillips with Reckless. I was pretty disappointed
yeah,
because I hold them in such high regard. Like even if you hold someone in low regard, I think it's always worth.
yeah.
If so many people are saying it's a good thing to read, it is worth trying your best to dip your toes into it. It's impossible to read everything, but
Yeah.
you know, just to kind of see what it is and what it's about that people really like.
Well,
Um,
I wanted to
Go
tell
ahead.
also
Yeah.
mention that I'm not spraying heaps and things, but Marvel did and had done pocketbooks. If people don't realize it,
Uh-huh.
this is what Marvel had done, especially in UK. I'm not sure if it's available everywhere in the world, but this is a UK version. I'm gonna make a big screen. This is UK's version of pocketbook for Marvel. This is like X-Men's pocketbook, and it cost £4.99. This like a big chunker of the material, like especially X-Men, is the
Mhm.
famous Dark Phoenix saga, and it's reprinted the original run of that famous story in this
Yep.
little pocketbook size. It's actually even smaller than DC is producing this compact size. So if you guys complaining, there's other companies who does it smaller than DC does.
Mhm.
And I understand that people are saying that, oh, maybe it's like too small. I don't know. This is like, I guess
I've seen
it
the new
works if
DC
it's
ones in
smaller.
person. They don't seem too small to me. They seem
Yeah,
not a bad size actually.
yeah. Well, comparing it to a comic book, right? This is a
Yeah.
comic book. And this is how much you lack from
Yeah.
comic. Right. But yeah, I am a fan of Supergirl, but at least now I'm really curious. I really liked what he did. Not I didn't mention, but I really liked what he did with her origin story. I don't know how much this true, not true, whatever. But I liked the way how they tried to keep alive the chunk of parts with her father, and how they really died from cancer instead of actually being the whole planet like completely disappeared
Mhm.
into pieces. I really like the way it said what's her tormented. Now I kind of understand her drinking situations, right? Why
Mhm.
she's doing that? Because she's like the one left, and she keeps on, because she had so much more harder way of approaching Earth the way he did it in here. Like another Orange, if I heard correctly, her rocket, even though went in the same time as Superman did towards the Earth, her way, because her system didn't work really well, so her rocket went opposite direction to Earth. And then after a really long time, when she became a teenager, she arrived. But in here, the planet of Krypton, right, has started to decaying and splitting apart. But then her dad was managing to save an area of like a rock of the Krypton,
Mhm.
and then they had this dome where they tried to protect and all that stuff. And there's lots of people who were surviving in that way. However, they died even worse because they died from cancer because of their radiation levels. They couldn't protect themselves. They were floating on the in space without any whatsoever, or like layers
Mhm.
of ozone or whatever. It would make it more scientifically for you to understand. But yeah, I really like that part. So that's
Mhm.
a point. So now, honestly, I wouldn't mind reading more Supergirl. I know there's what is this advertising at the back? Is it only Tom King's advertisement in here? Yeah, it's only Tom
Probably a
King.
mix.
Oh no,
Oh, really?
Mariko Tamaki has done the Jolie Jones work, which I
Mhm.
liked. That's another Supergirl. But this Jolie Jones, which I was doing. But there's the other ones. Oh yeah, so my next on the radar is to get a Tom Taylor's Nightwing. It's the run I
Mhm.
always wanted. I read the Nightwings, the first volume. Remember, I showed like the last time we talked, I found
Yeah.
this, but I didn't. We don't have a volume 2, so I want to go to the modern Nightwing to see how, because I know now about Bloodhaven. I understand the area, so I wanted to see what Nightwing from Tom Taylor is all about. And I like Tom Taylor's writing. I've read quite a few things of this. So this is my next, which is coming out this month, by the way.
Yeah.
And it
Cool.
came out in omnibus format, and of course it's sold out. Blah blah blah. Very popular. You can't buy it now. It's like Whale or Nightwing Omnibus by Tom Taylor.
Mhm. So, do you think that that Supergirl story is something that everybody should read?
Oh yeah, I
Where
recommend it.
would
I
you,
highly.
where would you put it on like your favorite superhero reads?
Well, let's say it's this
Halfway.
way. Because she's it's a female-led based storyline. I would really go for one of because that's the only like every single time I think about recommendations, they always talk about like the writers and how you approach the stories.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always think I always do if I have one recommendation from one writer in my memory and that kept me in my memory, then I would recommend it. So I'm not sure how long will it stay with me, this story, but if somebody would say Tom King, I will definitely straight away say read this one. This is the first
Mhm.
thing you should actually go for, because I think he actually properly done the job, like from the beginning to the end. Whereas other things
Mhm.
I read, I never did like it. Like his Batman run shouldn't be even on people's radar whatsoever, in
Mhm.
my opinion. But that's just me, right?
Yeah, haven't read that. I mean,
Yeah,
the reason I'm asking is I'm
yeah.
wondering if it would reach your top 100 best
Ah!
superhero comics of all time, because
Wow.
transition, both Rasa
Oh,
and I, Colin was super
yeah,
kind to send us
yeah,
copies of his Die with Your Mask On issue
yeah,
3, right? Yeah, number 3, where
yeah,
they go through top 100 superhero comics of all time.
yeah,
It's a group of them. Colin's been doing interviews on his and conversations on his channel.
yeah.
And next Sunday, we're hoping to get together with Colin
Yeah,
on
and we
our
talk about
Sunday
it.
chat so we can talk about that stuff. Because I
Mhm.
mean, like you said, I think you said in that last bit there, like it's how you approach it. Because one of the things where listening to the conversations about superhero, the best ones of all time, it's I think one of the premises, which we'll get into with Colin as well too, this idea that you
Mhm.
can't. One of the rules, quote unquote, for this list was
Yeah,
that you can't take like the impact that it had at the time as one
yeah,
of those categories. I think that's impossible to separate those things. But I
yeah.
think with superheroes comics too, it's the enjoyment. Like they
Mm,
have a lot of they have a lot of opinions about New Frontier. I
yeah.
happen to love
Oof.
Darwin Cook. I happen to love New Frontier. I
Yeah.
think it does, for me personally, I think it does very well what I would say a superhero book is meant to
Oof.
be, where it's just talking about heroics. And this one, it's sort of paired with this idea that makes people uncomfortable that, you know, America was great, that sort of thing, because
Yeah.
he got lumped in with the Comicsgate people, even though he wasn't he didn't share those beliefs. I think that
Yeah.
that kind of has followed him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it's one of those things of like, is that Supergirl story like the best I've ever read? No, but I fucking thoroughly enjoyed it. I would recommend it as a good, you know, it's one of those for me that might be a good way to kind of ease someone into it, start someone off into comics, you know, because it's not,
Yeah.
you don't need to know a ton about superhero comics as a genre. You'll know a little bit about Superman, most likely. You probably won't know too much about Supergirl, but
Yeah.
hey, man, it's a great way to get into it, and actually a very entertaining story, and also get to see like an artist that is just, as we said, fucking incredible. An artist coloring team that's just incredible, right? So what
Yeah.
better way to get someone into comics than something like that, right?
It's funny how the combination of both, it so matters to the, no matter what kind of story, especially in comic book format, you want to entail to people to read, because it is, no matter how many people will say, oh, I'm for stories when the artist after, it has to be combo, man. It does not work. I mean, in my, maybe I'm so like one-sided, but I think art is such a vital part of comic books and storytelling, because you then believe in whatever the artist writer wanted to portray, an emotional part, and you get to know, like, investing yourself in that character's realm. At least for me, it's very vital. And then no
Yeah.
matter, even though sometimes if it's the art drags, the story drags for me also. And no matter how beautifully well written it would be, I probably would struggle it if I have enough attention and time. I probably will read it throughout, but I would still, in the back of my head, the way I am, is I would keep on saying to myself in my head, oh my God, this art is horrible. Like, I'm continuously reading this, but the art just gives me, like, it doesn't like coincide to what I'm reading, kind of thing, in my opinion. But this kind of one thing. But yeah, as a superhero storyline, and I have not read many Supergirl stories, which I could just, like, off the top of my head, say to you, this is the right one to go forward. This one so far, because it's so fresh, because I read it just recently, but so far it's intriguing enough as a character. I like the turmoils. I like the way she is so vulnerable when it comes to the sons, no matter where she's going to, right? And that's really fascinating, that vulnerability part, which is so difficult, seems to be to reach. And the funny thing is about this one, especially, she gets to blame because somebody else knew Superman, and they wanted just to revenge, and they saw the sign on her chest, and it's like, okay, well, I can't see him, but I can kill you now. And she's like, okay, you can try. And there's this, like, moments where they have a scene in a diner with that Madpole community, what happened to that, the genocides and genocide after genocide, what they experienced it in storyline. And it's just those moments where, like, Supergirl, like, okay, you can try to be, like, come at me if you want, but if it's the right sun above me, dude, you can't do nothing. And then and the way that comes into fruition, so it really helps the character and, like, moving the character forward, right? Not only that she's such a strong, and she's kind of teenage-like still to the point there, especially in the
Totally. Yeah.
because
Yeah,
she's
absolutely.
just turned 21, but like an adult, but she's still
Yeah.
not fully committed to all of the stuff, right?
Yeah, totally.
So I've been go on. You want
I'll
to do this now? Or
Yeah,
shall I?
sure. Yeah, I may as well do it now. I'll show you some stuff that I haven't read yet that I just picked up.
Oh,
Adventure Time 9 and 10.
oh, you actually
I'm
fully
pretty.
committed to Adventure Time?
Yeah, no, I put it on my pull list. So yeah, I haven't read these two. I don't even think I've read 7 and 8, to be honest. So
Wow. Hey, what happened? You muted there.
I'm right here. Yeah, I got you. And I haven't read the new Ninja Turtles yet. This is number 15.
I thought you were going to talk. I'm having that.
Yeah, no, I haven't read this one, unfortunately, so I got nothing to say about that. And to my surprise, because I don't keep up on, what do they call these things, the reproductions, I didn't know this was out. The Batman Adventures Mad Love. They did what is it, facsimile edition or whatever?
Yes.
Does it have all the ads in it?
Yes. Should be if it's facsimile.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, then maybe it's not a facsimile edition because there's no ads in it at all. But this was super cool. This was one of those that I think I had slab that I sold.
Oh,
So I'm
really?
really glad to have this again. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I had this one and the
Oh, wait.
first Harley Quinn
Wait, you come on.
slabbed.
Have a limelight. Come on.
So I'm actually really looking forward to reading this again. I'm gonna, yeah.
How many
And it's another
did you
one
have to
again that
pay?
we'll talk to Colin about. Like, I think the Batman animated universe stuff,
Yes.
including the comics and the audio adventures, I think those deserve a place on that list as well too, because this really brought that sense of fun back to a character that was always pretty dark, or that got made darker the longer it went on. It's nice to see something like this, right? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Did you have something to say about that one?
No, I wanted to ask how many monies did you have to partake to get that one?
Let's
Quite
see.
expensive. They are quite expensive.
It was a $6.99, but it's a 64-page special. So
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, so I don't feel like that's too bad. I mean, that's $6.99 American. That's the other thing. It's $6.99 US. So whatever that is in Canadian, $27, or I don't know what the hell it is, but it's I think it was worth it though, especially because that was all the books that I had on my pickup that day. So it's not like I had a ton of books. That was it.
Yeah.
And then for like books, I got
book.
The Machine Stops, E.M. Forster, and other short stories.
Mm-hmm.
The Machine Stops I had read during the pandemic, and it's an incredible book to read, a short story to read in the pandemic, because I think it was written in like 1920 or something like that. So pretty incredible that it basically talks about what we're living through right now, people in their own little bubbles, underground, communicating through computers, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty incredible. And then I got another George V. Higgins book that I didn't have. I've started in on this one, The Rat on Fire. He did like the Friends of Eddie Coyle, Kogan's Trade, The Digger's Game. I think Kogan's Trade got made into the Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt, which is one of my favorite movies. I love George V. Higgins because he talks a lot. It's crime stuff, but the dialogue and the conversations that the characters have, that's where the meat of kind of his work is. He was a lawyer, and he cribbed a lot from actual conversations that he was privy to with some of these criminals. So it's really great stuff. And then the one that I did read, shout out to a local, Stefan Rexeidler, Battlestar Barbarian.
What the heck?
So it's Gabe Osley and Stefan Rexeidler. So Stefan I've known for, I don't know, 20 years probably at this point. Know him through film. He was a short film director. The first time I ever had music in a movie, it was one of Stefan's short films. And it's fucking awesome. Over the years, he's gotten back into doing comics. He was working for Marvel for a little bit, doing some cards. He also worked with Rob Liefeld in a anthology where he inked a page. Was it
Look at that.
I don't know if it was Prophet. I don't remember what it was, but he inked a Liefeld page. So the credits, let's get the credits first here. So story and art by Gabe Osley does the pencils. Steph does the inks. And he goes by Rex for his cartoon stuff. But I mean, look at this shit.
Where'd you get that from, man?
He sent it to me. So I'll show the links. You can probably get them from, I don't think it's distributed anywhere. I think they each have some copies to sell. So I'll make sure that I show you their Instagram handles because they've got them in the book here. There's no other credits to it, really. There's no advertisements. There's no nothing. And it's just a goddamn fun book, like there's some, some dialogue maybe cribbed from some other movies like Evil Dead, bit of thing there. There's a character in here that sort of looks like the Violator, but it's really like overly muscular, veins popping out, fighting monsters, goes onto a spaceship, battles aliens. It's a lot of fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I hope they do some more. I've seen some, because I follow Steph on Instagram, obviously. I've seen some of this stuff as he's been kind of creating it. I mean, look at this. Look how good that looks, man. It's a real throwback to like 90s and the Hulk and the Max and things like that, right? So, I mean, look at the size of those arms. It's really, it's a hell of a lot of fun. I hope they do some more. I've seen some, because I follow Steph on Instagram, obviously. I've seen some of this stuff as he's been kind of creating it. I mean, look at this. Look how good that looks, man. It's a real throwback to like 90s and the Hulk and the Max and things like that, right? So, I mean, look at the size of those arms. It's really, they did an absolute bang up fucking job, and it delivers exactly what it's supposed to. It's not, we're not dealing with a complex storyline and Tom King style dialogue or anything, but who gives a shit? So beautiful job, and I'll show you the credits at the back here. Oh yeah, they also include a couple of pages of preliminary art as well too. So here's how you can find them on Instagram there.
Yeah, I'm looking, but I don't see the book.
On Ghostly, do _Ghostly_.
Yeah.
If you find that guy.
I'm looking at both this stuff, but the only thing I see is the Willie the Barbarian. So he's it's a pre-order, ships in February.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe it's worth reaching out to them even. So 2026 is when this one is, and again, there's their names to make sure that anybody watching in the future, you see their names and make sure that you look them up, because it's really, really great, and they did an amazing job. I don't know where they had this printed. The cover stock is incredible. Even the paper inside is a little more robust. They're not printing this on newsprint, so I feel like they really put some money into the production of this, which is great to see. So yeah, strong recommendation there. Just an absolute blast, and seeing their art is pretty goddamn incredible, man.
Yeah.
So that's the one book that I read this week.
Lovely. That's a good one to read. I looked today on Instagrams. There is other things, especially with that guy called Ghostly, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he shows the book actually on Instagram, so you can get up close and personal to watch it there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a glare, so you don't. But he's flipping through the pages of this.
Oh right, yeah.
So
get a sampling.
That one. Yeah, but I couldn't see maybe download digital links usually is the way to go, but it's not the same, man. It's not the same.
No, it's not the same. I mean, I think it's good to offer that sometimes, because there's people that are willing to go that route, but I want the physical thing. So super nice of him. He sent me a message, because I had 3 kayfabe hoodies, and I had one that just wasn't maybe fitting me as much anymore. I'm pretty sure it shrunk. So I asked him if he wanted, because he was a huge kayfabe fan as well, and it was partially kayfabe that got him back into wanting to do comics, like watching that, because he was a religious viewer. Because when I would see him, we would talk about that. I just don't see him as much anymore, because he still works in the industry-ish, but kind of on the outskirts a little bit more. And every time we saw each other, we'd talk about it. So I gave him one of the hoodies. So when I commented on his post that this comic looked amazing, he's like, "I've got one set aside for you. I'll put it in the mail." So super nice of him.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, I'll pull it off. Actually, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Go.
Because this relates. He's also the guy that a long time ago, he did this for me. This is the same guy, Rex Seidler, that did this one for me. So a Daredevil, and even put crack at the bottom there.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
But so that was my blank cover, the Defenders, and he threw a Daredevil on there. And it's only that's the only book, that's the book that he had. And I said that I wanted Daredevil. He said, "Well, I don't have a Daredevil book, but I've got a Defenders one." I'm like, "Good enough." So that's nice. Kind of this magnet case.
Daredevil with the horns. Look at those horns.
I know. It's pretty good. Yeah. Anyway,
also on. A bit of an old school linking style, right?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's cool. Nothing bad about that. Always good. Always lekker. Okay. So as I clearly know, I'm a bit obsessed with the absolute Wonder Woman. Shut up. Conraps. So now officially with the single format. So I got updated with my comic book guide, had all of issues, so which I think there's issue 17, but the whole supposed charm is because of this Zatanna, Mr. Crack. Okay, he's busy, but this is
just grabbing a bag and a board.
This is the Zatanna of this world.
Oh yeah.
But that's why I was so curious, but also because I read it a couple of volumes at the beginning from the library, then I decided to, you know what, this is proper entertainment for me. I want this now, and I decided to I'm going to continue in the format the way it goes now with singles. So
Yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman is a magical part of the Wonder Woman, which I'm really enjoying, and I think it just changes the way the character is portrayed a little bit more refreshing. It's the Kelly Thompson's writing, which I'm surprised that I'm fairly excited about. So issue 12 had actual first appearance of Absolute Zatanna, which I absolutely destroyed at the comic book because I spilled the coffee on top of it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So this one is fresh 13, hopefully not tainted anymore. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Boy, knock the wood everywhere. But this is the new story, new kind of 2-issue story. I was surprised to see the art. I was like, oh my god, I'm shocked because I never look, okay? But there's a new artist for these two, The Price story time from issue 13 and issue 14. But it doesn't deter the good storytelling. So when everything from the volume 1 has happened, and Wonder Woman having this place to live, she has these people with her who is basically discovering a bit more about Themyscira, and the rumors how she couldn't see the words while she was in Underworld, brought up by Saoirse. And now she's kind of like rediscovering the things, the past. They're kind of teaching her a couple of lessons. They're looking for Themyscira. She did find one Themyscirian who she saved, but that one was kidnapped by Hades. Again, she's gone down to Underworld. It doesn't capture that information in here, but what it does capture here, because we see in the first appearance of Zatanna, there's this entity coming in and destroying parts of the world. And this one first happens in Reno, Nevada. And Wonder Woman is going there. She has this radio while they're having this study session, and the radio to warn whatever happens on Earth. And she goes there, jumps into, and what she does realize that this being who is supposed to be destroying parts of the things, she can't do nothing about it. There's no possible way. It's just struggle after struggle for her. And what also gets really revealed right in the issue next is actually the magic, which is doing something. And also the realization of her that she's not supposed to be part of this world, right? She's been purposely placed in Underworld, where she was brought up by Saoirse. She's not supposed to be that, because apparently magic doesn't let anybody come up into surface and continue doing whatever that you feel like doing, and because magic always costs, right? You have to give great things for it in order to use it. So that's what she started to kind of comprehend, think, is it true that I'm not able to be part of this world and using the magical things what she's been taught by Saoirse. And then to our revelation of the storyline, hopefully not a bit of a, it's not whatever, it's been out and about for a bit now. The person who's doing it is none other than, do I have I don't have a drum roll, but is she, yes, she appears in the faint kind of ghost-like figure. And of course, she's using everything backwards. And I was like, oh my goodness, again. Okay, I have to prep myself. Zatanna reading backwards everything. So Zatanna, who's actually toying with Wonder Woman, because Zatanna's power, she's captured, okay? And then there's also revealed later on in the issue 16 what Zatanna is captured and why she's going to be used. So it's a very entertaining read. Of course, you have to insert this little gentleman called Batman into the world, because like he's extremely popular these days. This is what DC is putting DC on basically a pedestal everywhere by
it's
selling
crazy. Yeah, it's
Batman.
crazy.
When people are still going crazy for him. And he comes into a world of absolute Wonder Woman. So now they're slowly introducing all the characters. Oh, there's a tidbit of information for you.
Mm-hmm.
Creators of Ice Cream Man?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna do a series of Dead Man.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll
That's my
check that
tidbit
out.
of information. Where is that?
Yeah, they were doing that. They were doing that
Hot
Superman
news.
one as well
Hot
too.
news.
Hot news.
Dead Man is gonna be hot news.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh.
Anyway, yeah. So
Yeah, they did that Superman one that I wasn't really digging, but that sounds awesome. I'll definitely check that out. Any
I will
new
check
Dead
the
Man?
first issue for sure, and then
Yeah.
I'll make my decision. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Mr. Batman is appearing because, well, she's actually appearing. This is the lady who is toying around with Wonder Woman. She's the one who captured Stana. She's the baddie of the Wonder Woman's universe. She's almost like that chick, which I forget the name. Well, why she's appearing in here in the Batman Gotham world? Because there's certain killings happening with us, the same kind of ways of doing
Pattern
it.
or whatever.
Yeah, and then Batman is in Gotham, of course, so she doesn't have but to call him by his humongous bat sign, and he sees that, and he's like, "You didn't like mess around to calling me." It's like, well, I know you're a busy guy, kind of thing. So I the only way I could think of is to call you this way. And then she gets to kind of talk to each other. They are introducing themselves, and Batman is always being like broody, kind of like asking, questioning, and everything. He's not trusting anybody. But she's like, I would like to find out what's going on. I know it's your turf. I'm not a detective. I just came to find out. There's a couple of information I'm curious about, and these murders. While the murders are curious, because she has this sign on her arm of magic, where the murderer who's finished those murders actually plastering that sign as a call sign kind of thing. So she's all over that place. And that they kind of dwelling a little bit in here. It's kind of really nonchalant, like going around a little bit, seeing some blood, seeing some people who's chanting, and they basically finding out there's elements of body parts being taken away in order to create homunculus, or those creatures who can be made alive. Whatever, golems.
Oh yeah,
Trying to create a golem.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they are kind of tossing things around. And what happens while they're having conversation, Wonder Woman has been taken over, and Batman is like, "Oh, I'm gonna poop my pants. She's coming after me now. She's not friend anymore." And he's kind of like trying to talk to her, call her, make her wake up, don't kill me now, because she has his devil eyes. And the only thing what saves Batman's kind of behind is the thing what Wonder Woman gives him, is this medallion where he has to spew almost like a genie on the bottle, tell a couple of words, and then he says, "I demand an audience with Diana, the Wild of Isle." So, and then she appears, and then she wakes up, and that's how kind of the story ends. And also, because they have to toy around with us people as the comic readers, next issue, Bruce and Diana meet again in Absolute Batman number 16. And to your
16 already, jeez.
pleasure, there you go. That's their appearance. Really nice cover, by the way. Fantastic cover in here. We like it. So and you go, they basically going, or Batman asking Diana's help, because this Killer Croc friend of Batty, this guy, is in trouble. I don't know why, because I'm not reading the Batman Absolute. Oh, for shame! I know exactly. I'm not reading Batman.
How dare you?
How dare me? I mean, I'm all about Wonder Woman, not Batman.
Yeah, that's right.
But Joe Cotta is doing fantastic, by the way, though, as an artist in this Batman run. And then Batman comes for help again. He calls the amulet and asks Wonder Woman to appear, and she appears, because all these buddies are all the criminals of the underground, right? So Killer Croc, then what else is his name? Harvey, Two-Face. That's the Two-Face, I think.
Mhm.
The version of Two-Face in this world, and Oz. So I guess he's I don't know what he is actually. I can't recall. Anyway, so they come to, because something happened in the Absolute Batman universe, which I'm not caught up yet because the volume 2 I haven't read yet. And something happens to them. They all manipulated the health and stuff, and they accusing Batman for not being a friend they were accustomed to have. He's like, I know you wear your cape and all you doing goody two shoes store things, but you're supposed to come and be your friends because we grew up together. They are the cronies, basically. They are the Goonies, the Goonie crowd, right? And this is the bat out of hell, and he goes to, in order to contain something he wants, like he said, I demand an audience with Diana, off the Wild Isle, and then she goes, hello, and that's Dracota's version of Wonder Woman, which is fantastic looking female, no? The Eddie as anyway. So she appears, they're having a conversation, and it's like, okay, I need to go to hell, and she's like, magic, opens the doorway, and they go, and Batman goes into the hell. And what they're looking for is it Artemis? I think so. It's Artemis who comes to have this special amulet to help Killer Croc, because he transformed himself into Killer Croc. I presume they had that transformation. He's not dealing with that. It's on the death door kind of thing. And Batman as a buddy, as a Goonie, he's trying to help his buddy. So he goes to hell in order to do that, and to go to hell. And there's this is the conversation. What's happening to Killer Croc? He becomes like eats meat, and he needs to be kind of fed. And and what Batwoman does to him. So we have his history. The Greeks, they used to be, some of the gods were, when they were killed, they put 2 coins on them. She does that to Batman without asking. What does that to him? He goes into memory to talk to his papa, the dead papa, who's basically asking questions. And he's like, I'm not doing well. You were the hero. I'm not the hero. The typical Batman storyline.
Yeah.
And then they come to talk to this guy. Yeah, this is the one who they have to beat in order to gain the advantage for the Killer Croc's survival. And what he gains, spoiler alert, I'm passing through here. Oh, first of all, that's a moment I always like to see. When the Wonder Woman just takes the Batman over the shoulder and is like, come on, Batty, let's go. Love that. Fantastic. He gets this. The amulet and the arrow he got shot in, actually what's basically gonna make, I guess, Killer Croc better. But you guys will find out if you read your Absolute Batman. But another thing what I'm gonna do, which is surprising.
Nobody's reading Absolute Batman, are they? Are they just collecting it?
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm
sure. No, some people probably, they don't, if they wanted to make it crisp, like make sure it's crisp, so the value. But what I'm gonna get is the next issue of Absolute Batman because of this lady. I'm all about the females, so I need to know what's.
That's cool.
I saw a picture of her. I'm not sure. I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to be the one checking her first appearance, and I'm going to make money after.
Yeah. Anyway. Slab it.
And then the last but not least is the Thanos run. And then in this issue, it reveals what Zatanna is all about. And do I spoil it? It's kind of fresh.
Yeah, spoil it. Yeah, fuck that. Spoil it.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, fine then.
I don't know because I don't know if I'll buy it. So I kind of want a full on review of it because I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not.
That's what she does. Oh, she says, good to see you on this plane of existence. I'm Zatanna, and this is a Suicide Squad. You ready for this? So that's the new Suicide Squad of Absolute Universe, I presume. So
right.
Giganta, the whatever that lady, Cheetah, isn't it Cheetah? And
sure.
Who is these 2 dudes? No clue, man. I don't have a clue. But this is what's revealed in this issue. What Zatanna is going to be. And then it's going to be, I guess, battle, because the way she calls the Wonder Woman, hey, cutie, I came here to to wander around, and this is them being together. It's not bad. Up close and personal, she doesn't look too bad. But it's not very different to what Zatanna is in DC Universe, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, to bother you even more, it makes it an extra chunky issue. But because they need to advertise Tinian's book called Nice House by the Sea, issue 7.
I know.
The preview.
Fucking motherfucker.
I
Goddamn con artist.
like the color style, right?
I loved the book when I was reading it at first. I really liked it. Yeah, and the coloring looks great.
Yeah. So get to the preview on this issue as well.
Yeah.
They did. One thing I can tell you. One thing. Thankfully they changed this. Like every other one, all the ads are right at the back, which is so good, right? Or even DC is doing right. The ads are all are right at the end, right at the back. There's all of them right at the back, not in the middle or between the story.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's nice. So I'm enjoying it. I am getting, I guess, on the bandwagon of the DC universe a bit more in my pull lists and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that book is, like you said, that book has really taken off. It's insane how much Absolute Batman has just taken off.
It's very, very pricey.
Yeah.
Very, very pricey. I don't even know now. I think above 100.
Who would have guessed, man? Who would have guessed? It's always a surprise. Well, maybe not always a surprise, but it's mostly a surprise when some of these books take off. Who would have fucking guessed?
Yeah, Snyder seems to be is able to take the character like Batman. He's done it twice now, right? New 52 Batman was a take like proper gone in that realm, and now he's doing the Absolute Universe. There was an interview with Snyder saying, I have given this idea of how to write this new take on Batman. I was actually like pitching, but not as myself as a writer, apparently, according to his interview. He's saying that was his pitching but he didn't realize that he's going to be the one writing it. Couple more quick mentions.
Yeah, sure.
One of them you have read, right? I have not, so I am caught up.
Oh, yeah, I sure have.
I read it on like this golden child, whatever his name is. Jin?
Yeah. Jin, yeah.
Yeah. He's a bickering little brat, even though he's like, the only good thing about him is that he's now bickering to not Kaya now anymore, but he's bickering to that dude. What's his name? Razel.
Yeah.
The Razel. And he's like, almost reminds me of my son, because usually my son has like 105 questions, and he does the same thing in here. It's like, can I have a question, and then going towards that direction. This was okay. There was little Kaya. When Kaya appeared, I almost felt like, because I was reading Wonder Woman, I think he would, as Wes Craig would do Wonder Woman like as a badass, because what he does with Kaya in here, man, his Wonder Woman would be quite fantastic. But every time Kaya is in the pages, I have more attention than Jin.
Yeah,
and he's telling in the back in here what his next project is. Did you read that?
I did. I don't quite remember. Oh yeah, the book. Yeah, the art book or something, right? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so he's converting here, so we're gonna get extra. He's advertising his next work after Kaya. His experiences as an artist and what he's done and how he's using telling the story. And that person, I mean, anybody who wants to learn how to do comics, I think this book is definitely, because the dude can tell a story and his action scenes are flawless, in my opinion, at least. I like the way he's creating comic book, especially in action scenes.
I mean, so do I. Yeah.
If I always say, Deadly Class is always on my recommendation list to read. Highly recommend it. So it's okay, not amazing. It's kind of like it's just brewing, right? They're just still on the journey, so it's kind of like.
I'm just glad that we're past them together and threatening to do the split. Like that was getting a little tired. You know, you can't keep revisiting the same thing. Like you've got to move the story along. So I'm excited for this whatever almost final arc to see where this goes now that they've kind of went. Well,
we are on the issue 33, right? And he's gonna be 50 of them. So
Yeah.
It's still quite a lot. So it's a year worth of material. If he's gonna
Yeah.
keep the timing like consistent. So yeah.
Well,
It's a
and
bit,
if he's being honest, because he's already pulled that bait and switch on us early on. So we'll
yeah.
see
But
if
I
he.
think it's like at the end of the day, he needs to make this thing work, right? That's what's
Mhm.
how difficult. But his name really started popping out, and he's also advertising his own YouTube channel. So people, if you haven't followed them on
Oh yeah,
YouTube,
right.
Graphic Language is the YouTube channel of this. So
Hmm.
it's the same thing. What it will be the book called as well. So check the Wes Craig stuff. It's really fascinating to
Yeah,
see
I
the
mean, and
world.
that, like you said, that's what he does so well. Like he tells a story so well, and the
Mhm.
Kaya section of that is really fun, and just graphically, it just stands out. And I find it a much more engaging story. It's how
Yeah.
you tie those two stories together, because I'm assuming we're getting something major is going to happen to Jin, is my guess, like something major, and I
Well,
don't know at this point if it's going to be horrible or positive.
he's supposedly in that dream world. He's struggling, right? He's
Yeah.
proper because there's elements of saying the origins in here. It told a little bit, and then Jin is in that state where he's kind of like he can be an evil one, okay? And he's
Hmm.
a tiny little kid, right? So
Hmm.
he can be persuaded by like that's just the most emotional part of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where he's supposed to find this other element of his powers. And he struggles proper. So we'll see. I don't know if he's gonna. Will he be able to survive it? Because
Well,
there's
here
still
we go, calling it. March 1st episode, calling it.
yeah.
I think you nailed it. I think that's what we might see. Those
Uh-huh.
futures that we're seeing with Kaya, where she's being forced to be a leader and she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
It's probably against her brother. I bet you it's against her brother. I think
Yeah.
you've nailed it. I think that's exactly where it's going to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mark your calendars, everybody. March 1st, issue 33 of Kaya. I think Rasa has predicted the end of the book. I think that sounds like that's the way it'll go.
Yeah. Because it's a child and he doesn't know
Yeah.
anything better than that. And I mean,
Well, and
he's
now she's left him, so you can play with that story of like the influence of family has on you, like the links of family, which I feel like that's what he's been playing with the whole time, right? Like she is where she is because of her family ties and her uncle and stuff, right? So
well, she has
this plays into it. And then that bad influence of this Razel guy who's
yeah.
not the best influence. We don't know his intentions, right? So
Razel has his own intentions towards something.
Yeah.
We don't know yet what. And then Kaya was influencing him because she had a like good and bad shoulder, right? Kaya is a good shoulder, then Razel is a bad shoulder. And he's now influenced by bad. But Kaya is also a child. She's not an adult yet in the story, right? We have seen glimpse of her being an adult who is already still struggles to become a leader of something, right? Of a group of people. And then she sees more humans, which is what they thought it doesn't exist anymore, right? Because they part of the world has been destroyed, and these two kids were saving grace, right? So in a sense, and then now she meets more humans, people who is try to steal something from her, and she was chasing in this issue. So that was intriguing. But what I want to mention is in the turtle you haven't read. This one is more revelations of what they're going to do with Splinter and how that all came about, and also explanation about this cat lady and who she's working with a bit more. So it makes it more clearer. They also using all the previous turtle run into this as well, because that's where the Splinter has perished in the previous run of the people who are. So it's interesting, and all this plays out, and you have what is really confusing, and I hope you won't confuse. This is this couple of first pages with Casey on it got me completely confused because it looks in the future of one of the elements. It will tell you all of it afterwards, right? A couple of pages. But when I start reading, it's like, have I missed an issue? Because it always happens when I have a gap, and you think like I haven't missed. It's not. It's actually all in explanation here. Very busy.
Speaking of 90s throwback, like just flipping through it as you're talking about it, matched with that Barbarian book from my buddy there. Like this really has a 90s feel. I kind of dig it. You know what I mean? I kind of enjoy the art in this, to be honest. It's not a style that would normally speak to me, but I'm kind of dig it. And I haven't read number 14 yet either, so I'm a bit behind on this one as well.
Yeah. And it's interesting what when they find out about all the stuff about Splinter, and the brothers are, like keeping, like, we don't really know what to do with themselves, and
Right.
who is approving what and what is approving this. It's still really good. I just
Mhm.
want more of it, like, and it's just, I like it. It's Turtles. It's very easy read, but it's
Yeah.
also gets the. I like that they are using. They're not rehashing. They're using the history. They're going
Right.
forward. They're not.
Expecting that you know the history and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, in a ways. But like it's been told and retold, and this actually run. Previous run of 150 issues is very popular. So it's
Mhm.
if you're at least wondering about Turtles, you definitely can jump on this. All the
Mhm.
information they provide in here is actually kind of self-explanatory. You don't really need to read it at all. What it was before, kind of
I
gentle
almost
those.
I almost bought
Mhm.
5 Mirage era Ninja Turtles from Lone Star the other day.
Oof.
Just 5 random issues just to start filling in more gaps. But then when I put it in the cart and saw the $130 US price tag, I thought, maybe I won't right now because then it's shipping on top of that. So probably looking at like closer to $200 for 5 issues. So I
Sheesh.
decided to pass. But it is one of the things that's on my radar because
Mm.
more turtles, please. So yeah, I should really sit and read those too, though. I should catch up on it.
Well, I don't, do it, enjoy it. Another thing I wanted to ask: have you read this Lock and Key?
No, I have not. I know about it because that's Tom King,
Joe Hill.
fucking Stephen King's son or something, isn't it?
Joe Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel Rodriguez is what you should know of.
Uh-huh.
The guy on art is a fan bloody tastic.
Mm-hmm.
He is spot on. But what is in here advertising is it's a smaller size, bigger chills in stores in March. So they're reprinting this. It's been reprinted several hundred times, but apparently they were trying to appeal to the all kind of money categories. So,
Mm-hmm.
but if you haven't read it, go to your library. I bet they have it, and
Mm-hmm.
pick it up, at least first volume. And because if you like at least a little bit of, I mean, I'm not a horror fan, but this is really good.
Yeah.
It's something. I mean, there was the TV show, which was okay, but comic book is also way better in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But but if you haven't, like, if you people haven't read Lock and Key, I highly recommend it. Just for the, I mean, it's written really well. Characters are great. Has this spooky house. Have the doors, but not the doors really. It's actually your brain. You have doors in your brain. We use
Mm-hmm.
any key and you open it up, take the memory, go shove yourself in that memory, whatever. It's really spooky and it's fascinating, and it goes really well because it has the family who struggles, death of one, they all converge into his house and things happen. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I have read it. I don't. I never own the physical copy because I was using the library for that thing. And I highly recommend it anybody if at least you like that mystery kind of horror stories with
Mm-hmm.
no fantasy elements and stuff. Fantastic, especially when they go
Yeah,
into
cool.
this kind of like a keys where you shove it in your head and it opens the door. Right? What we
I think it's
always
always
wanted to
been
know.
a bit difficult because I've heard about it for a long time. It's
Uh,
difficult because I'm not a fan of Stephen King.
oh.
I'm not a fan of his writing very much at all. Like I
Okay.
haven't read all of his stuff, obviously, but
Mhm.
years and years ago, just reading a couple of his it didn't just again one of those didn't work for me. Don't particularly like him, so
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that's really kept me
Mm.
off. But I've heard that from a lot of people that it's a good series.
It's just as I say, if your library, I bet library has it.
Yeah, oh,
I
I'm sure they
guarantee
do.
it actually. So if your library
Hmm.
has it, it's if you could go in and check it out if they do have it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't hurt you much. Just a bit of a time spent,
Hmm.
right? But it reads really quickly as well. I remember I kept like 1 and 2, and I also saw those beautiful hardcovers they produced of that run. Beautiful Dark Horse once again. Okay. IDW. It was IDW, but still very
Yeah,
nice hardcovers. Um,
yeah, yeah.
Talking about Dark Horse news flash because I was watching Terry Moore's
Hot news,
Sunday.
hot news. Where's hot news?
Oh yes, right,
Got to
right.
get hot news up there.
Right. There you go. Hot
Scrolling in the
news.
ticker.
Mr. Terry Moore's all products has been bought by Dark Horse.
Oh, really?
So Dark Horse is imprinting it all now.
Wow.
So Mr. Terry Moore is sorted for the rest of his life. That's what he says himself.
Wow. Wow.
Because what they are planning is to start reprinting all the stuff catalog, and it's going to be done by Dark Horse, and it's going to be alive in print as much as it's possibly viable until people will be interested, I presume. But that's the promise they have made for him. So all this Strangers in Paradise is going to be the first thing coming out. So yeah, if you are at least interested in the story of Strangers in Paradise, which is fantastic. Well, that's what made the name of that guy.
I was watching For the Love of Comics, or listening in as I was driving to work. I haven't watched the whole video.
Oh, look,
for early seconds.
Yeah.
Yes. The For the Love of Comics and Gore Vidal and Sleepy Reader and a couple of other guys, Matt and the guy's name that I always forget and I feel embarrassed every single time. Highland G. Boom. Fuck you, I got it. They were talking about they're reading that and they were talking about it. So yeah, I mean I've definitely got to read it because I love what I've read of his stuff already. So that's good to know. So some nice
also
reprints.
Rachel Rising is going to be reprinted, which apparently it's a thing. So he's happy about it. Rachel Rising, and also he's making a Rachel Rising issue by his own imprint, but he's going to do it with his pre-orders of his color book or something, or book of how to draw. I think it's how to draw. I think he's already finalized everything. So we probably by the October we're definitely gonna get that. But also what he said about Rachel Rising is a hint. There's something in the works. So is his Rachel Rising got TV show permit or?
Oh yeah.
I'm just speculating because he didn't even say anything about it, but he said, keep an eye about that kind of thing. So I'm excited. I really do. I hope that I was going to get a bit more push towards that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm really glad for him because they, like having your own work printed and done out and all work with also things to productions. It's a very difficult task.
Yeah. And I mean, you got to admire his commitment to doing it all himself all these years. Like, that says something that, this is something he takes very seriously. So you would hope that knowing that he's going to enter into a deal that he's very confident in, because these are literally his babies and he's had his hand in every single step of the process, him and his wife. So that's pretty exciting, man. That's very cool.
So very good about that. So
yeah, for sure.
I was listening. I was watching his video, and I was like cheering while he was talking about it. It's like, yes, I mean more stuff. I mean, Stages to Paradise has been printed along every way possible. Yeah. But Dark Horse does really, really good job with that shit like that. So I'm very pleased. I definitely gonna probably have to somehow think about actually having. I have them in single. I try to collect them in singles. The only problem is the first volume of single format Strangers in Paradise is so rare to find. It's not something that's been, printed for high volume. So, and they very easy, at least where I am. I'm not sure. Probably America is much easier, I presume. But yeah, so yeah, it's very exciting things about Terry Moore and his works and stuff. So
yeah, cool.
Dark Horse took over. Yeah, like. That's cool.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's good that there's some of these guys that'll have that push of a big company archiving their stuff. I think that's important.
Yeah. He says it's going to be.
I'm super curious, 20 years from now, what kind of stuff we'll still be talking about? Like, what stuff will have that longevity? Like, will this stuff still be something that resonates with people? I mean, obviously you want it also to resonate with younger generations, so it has that kind of they have those legs, those stories have those legs to kind of travel to another generation. I feel like his stuff could be read by anybody of any age, to be honest, because of the way he writes and the way that the dialogue in it and stuff, and just the ease of storytelling, and that they're interesting stories. Like, once I'm finished Rachel Rising, I think my daughter is definitely old enough for it, because she's read some prose that's a little bit heavy at times, right? Too. So I think that I'd probably
And
pass
she's
it off to
perfectly
her too.
fine.
If she's interested. Yeah.
It's interesting. He touches history of also about those witches and stuff like that. It's I don't think they probably see that more often than anything you can really tell in the stories like that. I don't think
Mm,
there's anything. I mean, maybe when the Zoe comes into play, right? The
yeah.
girl who's been possessed and she uses the knife
Yeah.
right, left, and center, and she doesn't have no remorse about that at the beginning, at least, until she gets to the Rachel Rising stuff,
Mm,
and they kind of get mashed together and realize how vulnerable that chick is, who's never going to grow up. She's going to be
mhm,
that person for evs, as they call it, and
yeah.
her
Yeah.
mental state is really not something you would want to have as in a child's body,
Mhm.
especially. So yeah, that's really maybe a bit more harsher element of that, but I don't think that's, as I say, lots of things have been watched by teenagers these days. I don't think they will be anything surprising for her or scary. It depends, of
No.
course, of each
Well,
child,
she's reading more. She's also reading like some murder mysteries and stuff too, right? And
right?
some of that stuff, like when she's telling us about it, I said to her a couple times, like, dude, that seems pretty dark. Are you sure that that's not too heavy for her? She's like, no, it's good. I just don't read it before bedtime and this sort of thing, right? But some of the stories, they're getting a little heavier. They are books like within her. I would say that she's reading a little bit more advanced. I'd say that she's maybe reading stuff now that's like maybe for somebody that's 2 years older than her, but she's not reading something that's meant for like 20-year-olds or something. It's not that
Yeah,
level, but
yeah.
definitely in that teen reading phase, that's for sure. So
But yeah, so it's very exciting about that. So yeah, I hope she will let us know what she's gonna her take
yeah,
on it.
for sure.
Because
Yeah, I'll pass it to her.
what Terry Moore strength is the characters you invest
Totally.
in them. You straight away want to invest in the like you want to understand what's gonna happen, what's the future,
Well,
what it's gonna happen to
and the thing is, you invest in them, or at least I did, almost immediately because there's
exactly.
such a
There's no
naturalness to
doubt.
everything. Like
Right.
it doesn't feel like you need an introduction. Like obviously you get introduced to them, but there's something about
Yeah.
the way that he's able to convey this very simple, personal dialogue and conversation. Like you feel they feel, and I think the way that he draws them too, right? It's like it's not
Yeah.
like they're doing dynamic poses. They're just walking around. They're just doing stuff. It just is such a, I don't know, there's something about it. There's that magical element, right, that we talk about in comics, that magical element that just translates. It's really easy to get acquainted with them pretty damn fast.
He's a human, it's like human, it's like a proper human element. It's
Yeah,
nothing to
totally.
guess about. It's just the way humans are, right? And they're so relatable, right, to the people. You can relate them in some ways.
Well, what's the big guy's name in Rachel Rising who's always sitting with Jet?
Yeah, I forgot.
Like he's such a great character. It's like you have to sit with her and you have to talk to her and you have to hold her hand because
Yeah.
she will only come if you're here, kind of thing. And she's always shocked. What the hell are you doing here? You're just sitting here staring at me naked, and it's just such a touching thing because you see the look on his face. And I mean, it's so subtle, especially with that character, because the way he draws that character's same expression all the time, right? That it really, the ability to convey, like you really feel for that guy. Is like, man, this guy is pining for this woman. This guy is head over
Absolutely,
heels.
besotted by her.
Yeah,
Yeah, where is he? There you go.
yeah. I don't have mine close.
Oh wait. That's the guy. That's him.
Yeah,
watching her.
Yeah.
Thinking that she's dead in here. As the quiet, gentle giant is called. I don't know. It doesn't say the name of his.
Yeah, I can't remember it right now.
He says to her while she's there, "I love you." In here.
Yeah, that's right. That first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite a ways into the book now. I'm probably about halfway into it, so
yeah,
I'm getting real
it's
deep
very
into
good.
it now.
He is fantastic. And then we're having this awkward conversation where she starts talking and she's in the body bag and he doesn't know what to do himself.
Yeah, right, yeah.
At the beginning, but he's very quiet in that sense. So very good. I mean, the story is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I love like these kind of expressions. That guy.
Oh yeah.
This is the dude who keeps his wife alive. and he's a coroner,
That's
right?
right. Yeah,
And
that's right.
and he goes into the house, and he's like, oh, like, she's like, with the like whatever smell that's just like that
Yeah.
element like freaks the heck out of me. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's absolute thing to read on if you are such a big fan of Halloween. I think Rachel Rising is the book for you to have.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's why he always gets promoted even more and more, the Rachel Rising, because of the element of the witches and the the snow, how he portrays the snow in the panels is fantastic.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. So I mean, if you don't know For the Love of Comics, I guess check out his channel too, because it's super cool conversation. It's always nice to hear Gore Vidal talk about anything, even if it's reading names from the phone book. But it's also nice just to see the conversation, because they all are coming from it from. There's a few of them that this is the first time they've read it. There's a few of them where it's like the second or possibly third time they've read it. So getting that different perspective from someone who's fresh at it, that doesn't know what's going to happen, and then people who are very well versed and kind of coming back to it and focusing on different characters.
So they're reading Rachel, or they're reading Strangers?
They're reading Strangers. Yeah, they're reading Strangers in Paradise, and I think they did the first. I don't know how many chapters, but they're gonna. It's gonna be a series of video from which I. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to see for sure.
Yeah.
Are you talking about this tome, Mister? I haven't finished it all, so you'll have element of more talking about this later. I have just traversed into the storyline, but this is really fascinating. It's about the Salem town and its history from 1600s to these days, because he has a panel where he shows this day Salem, where you see the elements of not talking about Halloween, where the modern day Halloween people are dressing and all up, and they're talking about the history, and then they show the drones. Is that not saying this day and age?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what else can say. So yeah, it starts very in color, and then when they starts telling about this Roger Conant, who basically made the killings of the famous trials and tribulations of witch trials, it starts to become black and white slowly. But it's like
cool.
Really kind of goes into elements of this dude who is basically one of the main characters in here, and his third wife, who comes in to be blamed to be a witch. Really cool. As I say, I will mention it closer to when I finish.
I'm assuming Forgerelli, you've read it, because he's saying the stuff on the witch trials is A+.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming that means he's read it.
It's also, he has piles of information right at the end of the book. Author notes and intros in here, like there's like
that true? He probably gonna win the Eisner is what Forgerelli's saying. I didn't realize he was up for it, but I guess I don't really pay.
The tone of the book and the way the attention to detail he's going for so far is fascinating. It's very much into I mean, what he does in here, I mean, it's not, I mean, the panels are busy. The things he's doing, like reading is kind of intense in some ways, because like I am not really well versed of that history part, because it's across the pond, right? I'm more, European stuff. But it's quite I always been fascinating, because the name of the Salem and the Mount, yeah, that's because that feels like whatever he's talking about, he's like really much into detail. So it's very cool when somebody actually uses not only as a point of a storytelling, but also use the elements of history into the of what he wants. So his text in Captain Illustration shows the reader Salem's story did not end up in 1692. And whatever is fascinating about how he's talking about these days about word of mouth and how many shits we have dealing with these days anymore, because one is, you talk about like in UK, I can only talk about it because I'm living in here. It's how they talk about foreigners, how people are like, bad mouthing to each other, how they taking away your stuff because they just pushing that agenda towards it. It's the same. It's not maybe on the scale of the whole country, but it's a scale of the witchcraft and stuff. And what happens to those females. It's just like, what the, like if you don't believe you go on a trial, she stands there, talks about it. They already have, they made up their minds because they fear of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because God, that kind of religious part and stuff like that. It's very
Mm-hmm.
to see. So, yeah, intriguing.
Yeah,
A
cool.
lot of
I
people were
put
saying
it
good
in
things.
another tab so I don't forget about it, because I
Yeah,
might have to get myself a copy of that.
yeah, it's really big tome.
Mm-hmm.
The people in 96, 92 are exactly the same as people in 2002. Yeah, 2020.
Well, I think that's exactly what the book looks like it's referencing, right? Like
Yeah.
this, taking that idea and then bringing it to modern day.
Yeah.
You can just say something about someone, and then people
It's
will
a
just believe it,
top shelf production. If you
Yeah.
want, if you can find it.
But open on their website. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we deal with even at work, right? Like this gossip, these things that people are so ready to talk shit about other people when they have no fucking idea about people's lives and experiences, and then let alone what actually took place. When I was the steward, there was many times where people would call and say that they heard X, Y, and Z from another show that happened to someone else. And because I knew about the actual incident and was there for part of it, it'd be like, that's not what happened at all. It's You're not even close. And I would advise you to stop fucking gossiping about it,
Yeah.
Because it's just, people are so ready to do that. People seem to be so ready to watch someone just crash and burn and be the ones that have participated in taking them down, no matter what it is, right?
Yeah. It's but just like a bad, I keep on saying to everybody, it's like a bad telephone all over again. The more it goes through, the more people, the worse the story gets. And because nothing at the end will be the same what the first person said to you in the first place. And that's how bad it was. Like it is.
Just like telephone, at the end of the day, it all comes out tits.
Yeah.
No matter what it is that you said, it always at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm super curious about that book. It looks really, really good. I love the cover image you used for the thumbnail for this video. So caught my attention right away.
Good. I'm glad I picked the right one. It's not some easiest thing, but I heard from somebody on one of the socials. They were talking about this book, and I was, because it looks interesting to me. Also, I seen the cover. I was like, oh, that's cool. I wanted to know. So I typed in my library and they had it straight away. So that's why I got it straight away. They had. So it's great.
Yeah, cool.
He does get into some stupid progressive
politics. And cool.
Doesn't.
I mean, you're selling it to me more there, Forgerelli. You're selling it to me more.
Very good. I don't even know that, right? I have not finished the book. So
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna get it, let me know. Then it would be.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, when I eventually make it to a comic shop at some point, I'm sure I'll be able to go back at some point. Capitalism is evil. CPS.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I can get to a comic shop soon. It's just this job has been pretty busy, and we've been working split shifts too, starting at like noon. And then not finishing till like 2 a.m. kind of thing. So I sleep as late as I possibly can until I absolutely have to get up, just to make sure that I'm ready for the night.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
But it's better, but it's not deep into the night, right?
Not yet. I hope not. We're gonna have some more night stuff, but I don't think we go much later than that, which is good. And also this week we've been driving out of town too, so we had a crazy snowstorm where some of the highways were shut down the other day, actually. So it took even longer to get into this. It's a town called Selkirk is where we're shooting. Yeah. And it took just that little bit longer because you had to take a bunch of detours. But yeah, the snow and the wind was really intense. And especially on the prairies, there's nothing blocking that wind. So it's coming at you. I think it escalated. I think it got up to like 75 kilometers an hour at its max, the winds in some areas. So they had to close highways. There was cars in the ditch, accidents and stuff that I saw when I was coming into work. And you just have to drive a little slower, and you made it. But yeah, it was pretty intense a couple of times.
That's not big enough winds. This island is hit by 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah.
It's big for us when you mix in the snow, because the thing is, then as I'm sure you're well aware, you just get a whiteout situation where now you can't see anything. You can't even see the front end of your car, never mind a car in front of you. There was
Shit.
one night we were driving home. There was one stretch of highway that happened, and everybody has their high beams on and hazards on as you're driving, right? Just so at least if you get too close to someone, you can see some blinking through like the whiteout.
He's still talking about politics.
Very left progressives are so fucking annoying. The dumb shit I see in the punk community is astounding. So much working class stolen valor. Yeah, I mean it does get extreme. I think you and I, Forgerelli, are probably pretty similar. I would consider myself very left as well too. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was just so that's been the main reason I just can't get there, Stupid work.
Well, that's bad though.
Yeah.
All right, we're done talking,
Okay.
I think.
Yep. Yeah, I've got nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah, so for your
Forgerelli,
first March,
go back and watch the previous. Oh, let's do this plug one more time.
Oh, plug it.
Next weekend over on my channel. So next Sunday, I think we're going to try for the usual time. I got to see what I got going on, but I think we'll be able to do the usual time. We're going to talk to Colin about Die With Your Mask On #3, the 100 best superhero comics of all time, why the hell he wanted to do a list. And I'm sure we'll discuss where he was wrong, where him and the group were wrong. What was the one that, to give you a little bit of a teaser, let's find this one teaser. This is the one that surprised me the most. I just got that from Colin. Nice. Number 35, Hawkeye. Number 36, Alan Moore's fucking Swamp Thing. What? Are you fucking nuts? Yeah, that's the way it's shaped out in there. So we'll definitely talk about that one, because that was even in the videos, there's been a couple of times people have mentioned that. That kind of was mind-boggling that would have taken place there.
The Hawkeye run is good, but
yeah, yeah, we won't do any spoilers. We'll wait to talk to him. Yeah, but go on.
But Swamp Thing is way above Hawkeye.
I would say so too. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that Hawkeye run. I don't know if I sold him a long time ago, because I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much as I would.
It's still recommended.
Like, it was fun at the time because it was something different for superheroes, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's got, like, again, I don't think a story like that's got legs. I think that's really like
no.
And Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, I think, has legs because it has a lot of layers to it. It's talking about a bunch of shit.
Newer generation, the Hawkeye story has legs. I've seen younger and fresher comic readers recommending Hawkeye, that run specifically of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So it does have legs in the newer generation, especially the movie generation. Don't forget the movies, or TV shows that had that element. But yeah, it's not above Swamp Thing, no, not in my opinion.
Damn straight. So Colin's gonna get a piece of our mind, and then we'll just talk shit, and like we'll talk about comics and stuff. I think we'll try to do maybe some of the same too. I asked him if he wanted to hang out and just talk comics as well too, beyond just this. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, let's see how much time we'll have anyway. All right.
Exactly. We'll see how much time we have for sure. Yeah.
Peace. Subscribe.
Laters.
Like. All that stuff.
Thumbs down. Unsubscribe.
Ignore that guy.
Click the bell.
Remove.
Hold on a second. No, go ahead.
I'm in charge. Okay.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, jeez.
He hurts. The old.
Oh, I hurt, Ira. I hurt. All right.
All right. Lovely. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye.